What's up everybody, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Budget Stuff series. It's been a minute. This is one of my favorite series to do. If you're new to the series, this is where we take a look at products that are readily available, so stuff that you can find in drugstores and Target and Walmart and the grocery store and everywhere. And yeah, at least typically anyway, they are at a lower price point as well, anywhere from, say a couple bucks to, well, I guess we have to stretch it to like under $20, because in today's overpriced edition of Budget Stuff, we're talking about American Crew. So I've been meaning to cover the American Crew stuff for a while, and after an overwhelming majority win in the last poll, here we are. So American Crew has been around for a long time, and once upon a time, these were like salon-only products, these were, you couldn't find them in every single store that ever existed in the universe like you can now. So I've got 3 of them here today. I have the Fiber, which I feel like is one of their most well-known products. I don't know, there's something about that one that I've seen it a lot, I've seen it covered a lot, that one just seems to be very popular. I've got their molding clay, which I was particularly excited to check out because y'all know me, I'm a clay boy, and I don't think I knew that they had a clay in their lineup. And last but not least, I have their defining paste. So they've got a bunch more products too. They have like a pomade and a grooming cream and I don't know, a bunch of stuff. But I figured 3 was enough, and these were 3 that sounded like ones that I would potentially enjoy using. I mean, I'm not a big pomade guy, I'm not a big grooming cream guy, so I didn't really want to spend more money on those products that I would use literally one time for this. And also, I just feel like they're less popular. Anyway, as usual, let's crack into this bitch and get started with packaging and pricing on these. So the packaging for all their products is pretty universal. It comes in these 3-ounce or 85-gram amber plastic jars with black lids, and then they've got stick-on labeling, which looks identical on all of them as far as the fonts and everything are concerned. They're just different colors for different products. Now, as far as the pricing, almost all of their products come in at $17.99. That includes the Fiber and the molding clay. The defining paste, for some reason, is $19.99. That one's a little bit more expensive. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe this is a bit newer or something. I have no idea, but that's how much it was. And I literally bought these at Stop and Shop. I was there to get a few groceries, and I was walking through the like hair stuff aisle, and I saw them there. They had these and a bunch of others, and yeah, so you could get them literally anywhere. They're in Target, they're in Walmart. Now they used to have I think half-size packaging, maybe like 1.5 ounces, or maybe even 1 ounce, I forget. They used to have those, and I think those were around the $10 mark, which were the ones that I wanted to get. A, because budget stuff, these are supposed to be cheaper products, and also B, because I didn't really enjoy spending $60 on 3 hair products that spoilers, I'm not going to be using, but more on that in a few minutes. So I think for the order of this video, because I do obviously have demo footage for each one, I think maybe we'll just do the scents first on all 3, and then we'll go into each product individually. We'll talk about specs and the breakdown, and then the demo footage and all of that stuff. So it's time to nose in. We'll start with the Fiber. And now I used this once, like years ago, back when I first started this channel. Don't watch, it's a really bad video, don't watch it, but I tried using this and I didn't like it then, so I'm not sure if the formula has had any changes since then, but as far as the scent, Lemon Pledge. Well, the scent is the same as it was fucking 10 years ago or whenever it was that I last used this. It literally smells like Pledge, like lemon cleanser, like that. I guess maybe lemon essential oil. I'm assuming, I have to look at the formula, I'm guessing probably more something like citronella or limonene might be doing it. It just smells artificial. It smells like fake lemon. And that's a bummer because I'm an Italian. It's in my blood to enjoy lemon things, lemon flavors, lemon scents. I like lemon. I don't like this lemon because it doesn't smell real. It just smells like I'm putting a household cleanser in my hair, which is a bummer. Yeah, I was right. So the scent is both citronellol and limonene. So hey, my nose works. More on the formula later though. First, we gotta talk about the scent on the molding clay. Mediocre. This one, it's funny because the first time I used it, I thought it just smelled like orange oil, but now that I'm going back in, I get more of like a minty smell. A little bit of orange still, and this one kind of smells like real orange peel oil, kind of, but also just mint. This is a lighter scent, so it's definitely not as annoying as the fake lemon one. It's still not great. Okay, so as far as scent related items on this one, I'm seeing limonene again, peppermint oil, grapefruit extract, and orange extract, and rosemary extract. And also parfum / fragrance, so there's some other shit in there too, I don't know. All I smell is a bit of orange, maybe the grapefruit, and then mint. I don't really get the rosemary or whatever other fragrance mystery notes might be in there somewhere. All right, and last but not least, the scent on the defining paste. This one's aight. This one is the one that to me smells the most like I guess a salon-y hair product smell. Like it's a little floral, it's a little sweet, it just kind of smells like clean laundry soap type of thing. A little bit like lotion maybe, or like sunscreen, I don't know. This one's okay. This is definitely my favorite scent of the lot. Not to say that I love it or anything, but it's all right. Let's see what this one says. Holy shit, this formula is 3 pages long. This one's got a lot of stuff in it. That's why it's $19.99. They needed to pay for the extra stuff in the formula. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to have the same scent things like the other one. This one, I just see there is some tea tree oil in there, so you might get a little bit of mintiness from that. I don't really get mint though. Oh no, wait, I was wrong. There is some limonene in there towards the end also, but then just fragrance. So this one is another, it's a mystery trade secret. The American Crew will never tell you what the fragrance is. But yeah, laundry, I guess. Soap, I don't know. Do any of the scents fuck me up? That's the real question. No. All right, so with that, I think now we can go back into each product and we'll go through the specs, the formula, and the demo footage. So let's go back and get started with the fiber. Hello, Mamo. Are you looking to be in the video? Okay, you can. Yeah, those are some sharp beans. Those are sharp beans. Look, hey, look. Here, you want to be in the video? Here you go. Okay. Yeah, say hello. Now I have to put you down though, because I have to do things with my hands. Alright, so the specs on the fiber, this one just says a pliable fiber with high hold and low shine. Alright, the ingredients on this one, it is water-based. So we got water in the first spot, and we've got some lanolin wax. Now these are definitely these are lab-made, so these are not going to be like homebrew formulas. There are a lot of things in here that you'll recognize from other salon lab products like PVP, cereal alcohol, propylene glycol, etc. 25. We got Peg 8 beeswax, okay, Peg 40 castor oil, and then the fragrance things in there: citronellol, geraniol, limonene. We've also got linalool. Oh, this one says fragrance too, so they all have secret government fragrance notes. It's not, though. It just smells like pledge. And worth noting for those of you who care, this does have ethyl paraben, methyl paraben, and I guess those are the 2 parabens, preservatives that are in there. It also has caramel color and yellow 5. Why? Why do we need fake colors in our hair product? Who cares? Just leave it the fucking color it is. I don't understand that. But anyway, let's take a look inside the jar at the scoop and the breakdown on this one. This does look exactly like I remember it. It is an easy scoop. It feels a bit waxy and it's got some body to it. And breaking it down, I wanted to do this to see if it actually has fibers. Because, you know, a lot of shit these days, brands will label as a fiber, and they ain't got no fibers in them. This one kind of does. You can see them here a little bit. So I guess it passes the test at actually being a fiber. So we can say that they're allowed to call it that. And now going into the demo footage. So I started each demo out exactly the same way. So we're starting with freshly washed hair that's just been pre-styled with 4 spritzes of 25 spray for smoothing. And we're going in with just a dime-sized amount of product here. And right off the bat, so it has some tack at first going in, but the more you work with it, the smoother it gets. And it is worth saying, it feels kind of greasy to me. Like, it's not, you know, I expect a fiber to have some tack and have some kind of tuggy-pulley waxiness to it. This really barely has any of that going on. And they're calling it a low shine. I don't know, man. This is a little bit more than a low shine for me. It doesn't look bad. I mean, the texture looks okay. It's definitely pliable, you know, it certainly doesn't dry hard or anything. And it looks all right. It probably would work fine if you wanted to do the comb lines thing, but it works fine with finger combing like I've got going on here. So all in all, we've got a decent looking style, some decent looking texture. The shine is a little higher than I personally like, and I just feel like it's higher than a low shine that it says on the package, but you know, whatever. And here we are later in the day. This is about 4 hours later, and as you can see here, we've got a pretty serious amount of breakdown going on. So is it a high hold? To me, no, it's not. It's just not. It's maybe a medium at best. I mean, that's fine. I'm a medium boy. I like medium products. I like my hair to feel, you know, natural and flowy and have a breakdown, so you can get those, you know, those sexy strands falling down and fix your hair with your fingies. And I didn't come back to film it later, but the longer the night went on, the more and more it broke down. The volume dropped out, the hold, whatever hold was there, dropped out, and it just kept feeling greasier as time went on, which is a bummer. As far as the washout though, this one I think was probably the easiest, so this one definitely came out pretty much with just water. So not much else to say about that. All right, next up is the molding clay. This was the one that I was the most excited about, as I mentioned before, because, I mean, I like clays. Those are my go-to hair product. Now this one, as far as the specs, this says molding clay with high hold and medium shine, which after using the fiber, it worried me a little bit because this one said low shine, and I felt like that was closer to a medium shine. All right, so quickly through the ingredients on this one. This one is not water-based. This starts with petrolatum, followed by Sarah Alba beeswax, and then we've got sunflower, glycerides, propylene glycol, mica, which is just for cosmetic. It's like to make it shiny looking, which is, I guess it does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. That doesn't need to be in there, I don't think. We do have Best Boy, Mr. Kaolin Clay in here, so that's exciting. Then some water, and then a bunch of extracts. We've got peppermint oil, thyme extract, Quillaja saponaria bark extract. I don't know what that is. Grapefruit extract, orange fruit extract, rosemary leaf extract, fragrance, linalool, also methylparaben preservative in this. Then we've got some bentonite clay at the very end, and then followed lastly by titanium dioxide, which I think is another thing to color it. I don't know. So looking inside the jar, you can actually see before I started using it, apparently somebody fingered it in the store, which I didn't take the lid off before I bought it, so I didn't notice that until I got home. But it looks like a clay, you know, when you're looking at it in the jar, but man, the scoop and the breakdown is real weird. It's very smooth, I'll give it that. So like, I always, you know, enjoy a good smooth formula, so it's not like chunky or anything. It's very easy to break down, but it feels like actual fucking butter, which is, there's something to be said for a formula that feels buttery smooth and works well, but this feels like actual butter in your hands. Like, it just feels greasy, and that's the best I can say. It feels like if you're into cooking and you know, like, it feels like fats, like you've got a fat on your hands. it just feels greasy, man. So I was real worried going into the hair with this one. So once again, starting out as usual, clean hair, Force Riches 25 spray, and we're going in dime size amount of product. Thankfully, it doesn't feel as super greasy going into the hair as it does just on your fingies. But it does still feel buttery, like not in a good way. So, you know, the upside to that is it styles in very easily. There is zero tug or pull whatsoever. But for me, this is like way too slick. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any of that clay in there. You know, clay is usually you get that little bit of kind of grippy grittiness from the clay. I don't get that at all here, but yeah, so it's weird. I mean, we've got kaolin and a pinch of bentonite. I mean, bentonite is at the bottom of the formula, so I imagine there's like a very small amount of that shit in here, especially because bentonite is really the one that feels more like dry and gritty. I don't get any of that, but you know, medium shine, it is a little bit shinier, I think, than the fiber. For me, it's way too fucking shiny for a clay. I know there are some like clay pomades out there that I think can get away with a higher shine level and are better for folks who like a little more of a cleaner look with some comb lines and stuff. This, again, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks okay. We've got some decent texture. We've got some decent volume. It is, once again, very pliable and flowy looking and, you know, pretty soft in the hair, which is nice. But again, you know, about 4 hours later on the Endurance, and we've got a pretty fair amount of breakdown going on here. And yeah, so is this one a high hold? I don't think so. Not by my standards. And granted, like, yeah, I didn't use a lot of product, but if your product is advertising a high hold, I shouldn't need to use a lot of product. You know, in most, let's say 99% of cases, on a high hold product, it's gonna have enough wax or whatever in there that it's going to be grippier, it's going to be stickier, it's going to have something to give it that body that even using, you know, a single scoop like I use with almost every single product ever. I'm not a big, like, scooper, multiple scooper like some pomade folks might be, you know, and in most cases, one scoop should be enough, and this is not. And I don't think if I used more, I don't think it would increase the hold. I think it would only increase the greasiness, which on me would look real bad, because when my hair gets like strandy and greasy, it just looks gross. In terms of the washout for this one, it definitely needed a shampoo more so than the fiber did, because, you know, it's not water-based. It starts with petrolatum, so you're gonna need some shampoo to get it out. But with that being said, a little bit of any old shampoo in it came out just fine. All right, and lastly, we have the least budget-friendly one, the defining paste. That's a couple extra bucks. This one says defining paste with medium hold and low shine. So that's like normally my kind of product, a medium hold, low shine. Based on the other two, though, that are supposed to be high hold and were maybe mediums at best, I didn't really have that high of hopes for this. All right, the formula on the texture paste. This is the longest formula. This one is also water-based like the fiber. Then we've got lanolin wax, Sarah Alba beeswax as well. Yeah, a bunch of copolymers, standard lab stuff going on in here. A bit of tea tree oil, Salvia hispanica seed extract, that's interesting. Nettle leaf extract, Sambucus nigra flower extract, fragrance, limonene, linalool, so a lot of the same stuff. I mean, the formulas are definitely different, like they're quite different from another, but they do contain a lot of the same products kind of in the middle of the formula. So I feel almost like they probably developed like a base and then just altered it slightly for each product, rather than having like a vastly different formula for each one. Also methylparaben and ethylparaben in here. Bentonite clay again at the very bottom of the formula, followed by mica and titanium dioxide again, which I believe are just for coloring, which is like, why? We don't need... It's fucking white. It just looks like a hair product. Why do you need stuff in there for coloring? Why? I don't know. Whatever. In terms of the scoop and the breakdown on this one, it's similar to the fiber, I guess, but this one is smoother. So it's not quite as like waxy, chunky looking or feeling. The breakdown is very easy and slick once again. This one definitely feels less greasy than the other two in the hands, and it just This one feels more along the lines of a lotion. So still, like, there's like no stickiness or tack or grit or anything. It feels like you're putting a lotion in your hair, like a thick lotion, not a you know, Jergens or whatever. I don't know.
Stick.
So yeah, onto the demo footage. Once again, starting out the same way, going in with a dime-sized amount of product, and yeah, once again, so this one, kind of like the fiber, it starts out feeling a little bit tacky, but for like 10 seconds, and then the more that you work it in, that just completely goes away, and it becomes very smooth, and which is fine. You know, I enjoy products, especially being a coarse, wavy-haired person. Products that apply smoothly are always, you know, appreciated. But in this case, based on the previous two, that did worry me about the hold, especially since this one was claiming just a medium instead of a high hold like the other two. But all in all, I think this one, the final style, looks the best. It definitely has, I think this one actually has a low shine, especially compared to the other two. It just feels more like a low, maybe natural, a little more than natural shine. The texture is nice, you know, it's not too strandy. It feels very light, flowy, pliable in the hair, just like the others, I guess, because, you know, the formulas are similar. But yeah, this one, endurance-wise, here we are at the end of the day. This one held up the best, actually, to my surprise. This had the least amount of breakdown, and it didn't, you know, get greasier feeling throughout the day like the other two did. This one is more like a real hair product as far as I'm concerned. And it's definitely a medium still, which is fine. I like mediums. So, but this one I feel like is actually a medium, you know? And once again, very easy washout, water-based, so pretty much water hits it and it's just, that's not a whistle at all. Nope, still can't do it. Anyway, it washes out easily. And actually, I've got this one in my hair again today. This time I pre-styled with 25 and some sea salt spray just to give my hair a bit more body, a bit more structure, and the product is definitely holding up better in this. Also, the shine is reduced a little bit by the sea salt spray. So in this particular setup, I think it's fine. Like, I would use this. All right, so overall thoughts. Yeah, I did it on the American Crew stuff. Blorp. It's very mediocre. Is it bad? No. Is it good? Also no. Like I said, the defining paste is definitely, for me, the best of the lot that I have here. It just worked the best for me, and it was the least greasy and kind of had more hold somehow than the two higher holding ones. I don't know. And the scent was the best of the three. Still not amazing, but not bad. Actually, no, it's kind of cucumber melony. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what the hubbub is about the fiber. It's just very underwhelming. I didn't care for it. It's not a high hold, and it's too greasy. The molding clay, severely disappointed. This doesn't feel like a clay to me at all. It's just like someone melted down a stick of butter into this little tin and sprinkled a little bit of clay in there, I guess, so that and was like, yeah, that's how we do that. That's how we make those. You know, and like I said at the beginning of the video, these are not really in the budget stuff price range. I mean, we're used to, for this series, we're used to buying stuff that's like $5, $8, $10, maybe 15, but you know, $17.99 a piece for these, and for some reason $19.99 for this one. In my opinion, if you're gonna spend that amount of money, you're better off getting a homebrew or a lab-made product from like a real brand, like Moroccan oil, or, you know, something else. You're gonna spend $20, don't spend it on these. Spend it on something else, and you'll have a better experience. So that wraps things up for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. Please do stay tuned. I don't exactly know what I want to do next. I mean, I've got some other stuff like typical reviews, of course, that are still on my to-do list, but I don't know. I've been trying to think of like new styles of videos, new avenues of content, and Allie suggested maybe something like hair history, you know, like the history of the first pomade, and we can kind of do a deep dive into that. I think something like that might be really cool. I don't know. So let me know what you think. If there are any series or other types of videos that you might like to enjoy, feel free to leave me a comment down below. I love to read those. And as always, thank you so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you all at the next one.